Well, we're set to get underway here at the South End Community Center with the tap-off of the Intrasquad Scrimmage, the Western Mass Zombies. Their final preparations in getting ready to defend their Mid-Atlantic Conference Championship that they won last year. I'm Tim Jensen alongside Cam Quinlan. Thanks for joining us here for some final preseason action.
All right, we got the black team.
Jones for the shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Kuran Iverson. Great team coached by team owner Bill Bullock. And head coach Brian Stasaitis in charge of the team in the black jerseys. Here's Petey Skivas. Shot off the front of the rim, rebounded by big Kevin McLaughlin. Outlet pass, long shot from outside by Derek Boyd. No good. First minute of play complete, no score yet. Enjoy the action here tonight. East Coast Basketball League, fast-paced end-to-end action, great family fun, and entertainment for all. This is Iverson. He takes one from outside. In and out, and again rebounded by McLaughlin. Robbie Jones brings the ball up court for Team Brian. McLaughlin puts it out. And finally, first points of the game, Andres Contapitas with the three. Team Brian takes a 3-0 lead early here. Skivas looks outside, finds Chris Starks, his shot, no good. Derek Boyd almost had the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. But it was off the gray team, so Team Brian maintains control. Robbie Jones looking to drive the lane. Now kicked it back outside for McLaughlin. McLaughlin over for Contapitas. And I'm sure I'm fracturing his name, but we'll work those things out. This is still preseason after all. Shot no good, and here comes Iverson. Iverson driving the lane. Shot is blocked, but he was fouled. Not your typical start here to a game in the East Coast Basketball League. It's only 3 points in the first 2.5 minutes of play.
Yeah, the guys looked really good warming up. I think everybody was on. They might have used all their juice a little early, but they're going to get their legs under them. I think a free throw takes the lid off the basket. We like to see it.
Iverson makes the first of two. (3-1) early. And
Iverson makes them both.
Foul called in the lane. See who it was on. No indication made by the official, so I guess we won't know who it was on. We were screened out from our vantage point by the other official on that one. But it was not a shooting foul, but that was a shot right there as Contapitas gets his 5th point. He has all the points for Team Brian thus far.
Coach Brian pulling out the out-of-bounds play.
It's a basic fundamental, but very effective in that case.
We'll have to see how Coach Bill reacts and what his out-of-bounds plays are. See if he's ready for it.
Terrence Thompson, shot off the rim. Had a few shots off the rim so far. This is Boyd. Being looked at by Starks. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Boyd driving the lane. He goes down hard, and he was fouled. Iverson called for the block. Glad to see Derek get right back up again. The last thing you want to do is lose a player during your preseason scrimmage game. Boyd hits the first. Speaking of losing a player, perhaps the top returning player from last year's championship team, Tyler DeRozier, are going to be out a good part of the season with a leg injury. Boyd hits both free throws. It's 7-3 in favor of Team Bryan. Still early, 8.5 minutes. Ball out of bounds in favor of Team Bryan, and this is Boyd handling the ball. Thought for a moment about shooting, then dished it outside of McLaughlin. He got it outside of Douglas, and once again, Contapitas. He now has 7 points already here in the first quarter, and it's 9-3 in favor of Team Bryan. Skivas with a turnaround gets his first points of the contest. Here's Boyd from downtown, hits for three. Derek Boyd now with 5 points. He and Contapitas have combined for all 12 of Team Bryan's scoring output. Thompson shot from the outside. He was fouled. It says he was in the act of shooting a three-pointer. He'll get 3 free throws. First one is no good. Might be a little too close in for Terrence, though. A terrific outside shooter. As a matter of fact, last year at the League All-Star game, he won the three-point contest. Second effort is good. And he hits 2 out of 3. 12-6 in favor of Team Bryan. 7.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Robbie Jones taking it all the way to the hoop, but it just couldn't quite finish on that one. And a nice look.
Good finish by Chris Starks.
Starks with his first points of the contest. McLaughlin from outside. We usually see the 6'10" guy shooting from that far away. And somehow Roosevelt Lee couldn't get that to go.
Boyd again from 3.
Boyd with 8 points here in the first quarter, and we're not even at the halfway mark of the opening period. 15-8, Team Bryan. Turnaround is no good, and back comes Boyd once again. Briefly thought about putting it up, now drives the lane, kicks it back outside into the corner. Shot no good off the back part of the rim. And here comes Skivas. Oh, what a... He looked to his left, dished off to the right, and eventually Lee cleans it up for the hoop. Nice look there by Skivas. I thought he was going to pass left, and then he dished it off to his right. The initial play didn't work, but Lee was there for the follow-up. Robbie Jones in and out, but another whistle. He's fouled on the play. Now it's starting to resemble a little bit more of a Mid-Atlantic Conference game. As I said, fast-paced action, end-to-end, non-stop. Jones hit the first free throw to dent the score sheet for the first time in the game. Isaiah Lewis checks in for Team Bryan, replacing McLaughlin. And Jones hits both free throws. 17-10.
That's all I need.
In favor of Team Bryan. A little over 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Plenty of action still to come here tonight. Down low, Lee couldn't get it to fall. And back comes the team in the black jersey, shooting from way outside and coming up short is Stasaitis. And back comes the other way, Terrence Thompson. Thompson pulls up, shoots, hits the rim twice, stays out. And a long outlet pass for Stasaitis down court, and he lays it in. 9 points now for Andres. 9-point advantage for Team Bryan. Out by Marcel Brown, hits the side of the rim, goes out of bounds, and once again it goes over to Team Bryan. Kel Douglas gets it down low, now back up to the top of the key to Lewis. Lewis makes a move around Lee. But his shot is no good, and back quickly comes Thompson. Thompson driving all the way down and lays it in. Terrence Thompson. Nice drive, full length of the court to lay the ball in, and drew the foul as well. Thompson with a chance to trim the deficit for Team Bill to 6 points. And he does. Terrence Thompson now with 5 points in the game. 19-13, with just over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. From the outside, Norris Cuevas shot no good. Shot from the outside by Johnny Dombrowski is no good. And back comes Douglas, shot no good. Followed up by Lewis. Gets on the score sheet for the first time tonight. 8-point advantage for Team Bryan. Thompson trying to drive the lane against Stasaitis, a much bigger defender than he. And more substitutions on both sides. Iverson back in the game. Being looked at by McLaughlin, a couple of big guys out there. Shoots from the outside off the back part of the rim, no good. And a rebound taken by Jones, and this is McLaughlin. McLaughlin slams the ball home. Kevin McLaughlin. McLaughlin brings the lead for his team into double digits, 23-13. Here's Iverson. He was fouled as he drove the lane. Seeing Kevin McLaughlin make that dunk just a moment ago, the team is going to be relying on him a lot more. He had limited playing time last year, but with the loss of Malik Petaway, their number one rebounder in the entire conference, they're going to be relying more on Kevin to pick up some of that slack.
Workouts and everything on Friday nights, been putting in the hard work. I see his shot getting better and better. You know, his form looks really good. He wants to pull from three. So Malik didn't shoot too many threes. Kevin, I think he wants to space the floor a little bit more. Malik definitely was a mid-range shooter. We'll see what Kevin can bring with a bigger role.
Cuevas knocked down to 3 just a moment ago. And Derek Myers answers with a 3 of his own for Team Bill. Another whistle, foul on the floor. Thompson will take a rest as Skivist returns to the game. 2:10 left here in the first quarter, 26-18 in favor of Team Bryan. Robbie Jones from way downtown, and he hits. Robbie Jones now with 5 points. And a ball stripped by Cuevas and puts up the 3. Just stripped it right away, took it down the floor, stopped, shot up the 3, boom. Next thing you know, it's a 14-point lead for Team Bryan.
Camera couldn't even keep up with them. They were zooming around trying to catch Norris.
Iverson had the ball stripped as he drove the lane, but again, he was hit on the arm in order to have that ball stripped, so he will return once again to the free throw line. Iverson has made 4 free throws so far in the game. Starks returns to the lineup. Iverson hits the second.
Petey's picking up Robbie, full court.
A full court pressure early, even up 13. Or down 13 in this case. There's Cuevas. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And the ball goes out of bounds just as the shot clock expires. And that's something, having done a lot of games last season, the shot clock doesn't expire too often in the East Coast Basketball League.
Okay, it's good to know.
There's I think almost every team in the league, if not all, averaged over 100 points a game last season. So at least in the Mid-Atlantic Conference. As I said, it's end-to-end action all the time. We're seeing that here. We still have 42 seconds left in the first quarter, and it's 32-19 in favor of Team Bryan. And they have the ball. Lewis thought about going up, dished it inside from McLaughlin. Now it's outside to Cuevas. Cuevas puts it up from way down. Off the backboard, no good. Picked up by Lewis. There's 2 on the shot clock. Shot off the rim, no good. And rebound pulled down by Skivist. Petey Skivist looks for the opening in the lane. A little roll shot there. Good for 2. Final seconds of the first quarter. And a shooting foul will be called with just under a second left. 0.8 of a second left here in the first quarter. And Treacle Douglas will go to the line and make the first of 2 free throws for Team Bryan. Douglas hits them both. Skivist trying to make it from almost behind the basket from out of bounds, no good. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Team Bryan 34, Team Bill 21. Cam, your thoughts on the first quarter action? You bring that up, you know, the other elephant in the room was last year's league MVP, Tylon Smith, leaving the team and joining the new regional rival, the Hartford Shockers, right in his hometown of Manchester, Connecticut. So Robbie Jones is going to be counted upon to fill a lot of that void that was left by Smith's departure.
Yes, I think Petey and Robbie are going to be maybe the 2 starting guards. and them two combined, they offer a lot of different things, and I think that's what's going to separate us from the rest of the league.
Yeah, you look for a bigger role also, as we said earlier, from Terrence Thompson shooting from the outside.
Terrence Thompson and Derek Boyd coming off the bench in the second unit. I think him and Terrence are going to be the second unit for the backcourt. I like what Derek Boyd can bring. He played D2 at Post University. He can attack, likes to dish out.
34-21, first minute of play of the second quarter here. The beautiful South End Community Center, Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. Starks with a shot off the rim, no good. And McLaughlin hands off to Jones to bring the ball up court. Jones looking for an open teammate, finds Cuevas outside, shot no good. And a rebound pulled down by Starks.
Starks to Iverson.
Shot was no good there. Rebound pulled down by Contapitas, and all the way at the other end, there's Robbie Jones with the first points of the second quarter. 36-21. We're early in the second quarter. And in a rarity, here's Jones walking the ball across center court. Used to seeing these guys on the dead run at almost all times. A little bit of a different strategy employed there. Douglas had the ball knocked away. And apparently it was off Team Bryan. Because the men in the gray shirts have possession. 15-point lead right now for Brian Stasaitis' roster. There's Thompson. I think McLaughlin may have gotten a piece of that as it came up well short. And back the other way comes Jones. Oh, what a nice look. Contapitas on the baseline. Jones, but could not follow up. Couldn't finish. And now the other way, here's Thompson. He kicks it all the way into the other corner. But the shot is no good. However, rebounded and laid in. Marcel Brown had his first bucket of the game. Shot the other way, no good, and Brown brings it back down for the team in gray. There's Thompson. A little bit off balance, but that didn't affect him whatsoever. Terrence Thompson with his first points of the second quarter. He now has 7 points in the game. And it's again a 15-point advantage for the team in the black jerseys. Shot from way outside. It's nothing at all. Goes out of bounds. And it goes back over to Team Bill. Iverson from outside. And he hits a three. Well, his first field goal of the game is a big one from outside from the big 6'10" guy.
You want to see real in-game offense. You know, you can get points on the free throw line, but nothing gets you in rhythm like an in-game point.
Hit the nail right on the head there, and then Iverson pulls down a rebound off a missed shot. Nice behind-the-back pass by Thompson. Over to Skivas. Here's Thompson from outside. And Terrence Thompson hits the three.
He's the offense the great team needed.
Reminds me of that three-point contest at the All-Star game that I called last season. Boyd's shot hits off the back of the rim, stays out. And here's Thompson from downtown again. Terrence Thompson is riding it in. What a grin on that face as that ball from probably 28 feet hit nothing but net. And all of a sudden, it's just a 2-point advantage to Team Bryan. It seems like just a moment ago they were up by 15.
Karan forces Robbie Jones to turn the ball over on the baseline.
You know, in the beginning of this game, look at the smile on Coach Bill. The beginning of this game, it was looking like Team Bryan, it was almost a little bit lopsided, but nope. Which is a testament to the depth that the Zombies are going to be showing this season. Players on both sides really stepping up. Thompson didn't quite get that one. He gets his own rebound, kicks it in the corner to Iverson, and Iverson drains it. Deron Iverson.
Like that, the gray team has taken the lead, 37-36.
Didn't think it was going to happen, and it happened in a blink of an eye here. And just like that.
A blink of an eye, just like you said, Tim.
Contapidis, though, comes right back. Hits a three of his own to put Team Bryan back into the lead. 39-37 as we approach the midpoint of the second quarter. I realize it's just a scrimmage game, but you know what? These guys are letting it all hang out here like it's a regular season. Here's Iverson once again from outside. This time it's no good. Rebound is knocked away. Team in gray maintains possession. Iverson lost it out of bounds, but once again, Iverson was fouled on the play. And he'll be returning to the free throw line where he's been making his living so far today for the most part, although in the second quarter he has drained a couple of threes and he's not going to the free throw line. It was not a shooting foul. That was shooting, but no good. And Jones comes down with a rebound. I think a timeout was called briefly. A substitution was made. Guess they took a little bit of liberty here during a intra-squad scrimmage. Contapidis with a short turnaround jumper.
Ron Iverson running point right now.
Looks a little odd for a guy that size to be bringing the ball up the court. Marcel Brown off the mark. And back comes Jones. Jones in the corner. Contapidis shot, no good. And back the other way comes Skivas. Skivas leaves it outside for Terrence Thompson. Thompson into the land of the big guys. Tries a reverse scoop shot. No good, and Iverson called for a foul down in the offensive end of the floor. And to say the least, he didn't quite believe that one. This is McLaughlin. Now Douglas shot off the front of the rim. Thompson beaten to the rebound. Boyd got it back out to Jones. Jones down low for McLaughlin on the baseline. What a save by Thompson. And back the other way for the...
Good spacing, Johnny, good spacing.
Lee with the finish.
I think Johnny wanted that three in the corner, but him going in the corner pulled the defender and got us the open layup. Well, we're both us. It's hard to call this game. We got to root for both teams.
We're just rooting for all players to look sharp and for nobody to get hurt. From the corner, Contapidis with another two. He's got 16 points thus far. Player I don't personally know very much about. Skivas shot off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound. Nice dish underneath for Lee, but he couldn't finish as well. And finally, there's a whistle underneath. McLaughlin called for the foul. 4-point advantage for Team Bryan with 3.5 left here in the first half. Step back jumper comes up short. Jones brings the ball back the other way. Jones worked pretty hard on that just to wind up drawing a foul.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of zigging and zagging on the pick and roll. Caught up the defender, and I think he caught up another defender in his man.
He did. They'll return to the line. He has 7 points thus far in the game. And makes the first. .310 left here in the first half. As Jones misses the second, giving his team a 5-point advantage. Foul called on Team Bryan underneath, trying to get that rebound. Jones to the bench to take a breather. 44-39, 3 minutes left before intermission. And Lee with a nice drive. Looked like he was going to try to slam it at first, but ended up using the glass, and suddenly Team Gray is down by just 3. Boyd gets it outside for Dre Daniel, and shot by Contapitas is no good. And back the other way comes Skivas. He goes all the way to the hoop, doesn't finish it off. And Contapitas in with another rebound. Two points for Andre Daniel, a veteran player to say the least. Also acts as a coach for the team as well. Five-point advantage for Brian Stasaitis' ball club. Shot down low, no good, but yet another foul. Could be a proliferation of fouls here so far. I'm not keeping track of them. But on the line, Roosevelt Lee misses the first attempt. And misses them both. Still a 5-point advantage. And a hard collision underneath. As Contapitas was driving the lane. Heavy contact there, and a bit of disbelief on the face of the player called for the foul. He took some serious punishment and got called for the foul. Still a 5-point advantage, 1:46 left here in the opening half of the Western Mass Zombies Intrasquad Scrimmage game. I'm certainly not playing like it's any scrimmage game, though. There's been some heavy contact, a lot of action. Contapitas misses the first free throw attempt. Bud makes the second. 47-41 with 1:40 to play here in the first half. This is Skivas. Kicks it back outside. Myers gives it over to Brown. Now back at the court to Skivas, and a nice look down low. Myers finishes it off. Looks like he got hit in the nose or something. He seems to be holding it. And in the meantime, down the other end of the floor, a rainbow shot by Boyd goes in for 3. And the other way, Johnny Dombrowski.
Johnny D the sniper, that's what they call him.
He gets his first points of the game from outside. It's 50-46. Daniel shot off the mark, but Team Bryan maintains possession with a fresh 24 on the shot clock. No look back. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot from outside is no good. Rebound maintained by Team Bill. Here's Stasaitis. His shot in and out. But he was knocked to the floor and will take a trip to the free throw line. Petey Stasaitis, who was with the Zombies at the beginning of last season for just the first couple of games, back this season and makes the first of his free throws.
Come on, Petey, keep making it, man. Let's go.
Second attempt is no good. He gets 3 free throws since he was beyond the arc at the time he was fouled earlier. 15 seconds remaining here. And he misses 2 out of 3.
The rebound gets it right back to Petey. Brown against Derek Boyd. Former line shooting for 2.
Boyd has 11 points thus far in the first half. Make it 12. Four-point advantage at the moment for Team Bryan. And that's a 5-point lead. With 9 seconds left here in the first half. Quickly down the floor comes Stasaitis. He's tried that drive a lot of times today, but hasn't been able to finalize too many. And last-ditch effort by Douglas misses the mark, and we've reached intermission with the score. Team Bryan 52 and Team Bill 47.
Oh, I can do that too, and then he's gonna buy in, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
Maybe we have an extra roster spot if Billy changes his mind.
Oh boy. We are back at the South End Community Center here in the birthplace of basketball, Springfield, Massachusetts. Tim Jensen alongside Cam Quinlan. 52-47 in favor of Team Bryan, leading Team Bill in the Western Mass Zombies Intrasquad Scrimmage as they prepare to defend their Mid-Atlantic Conference Championship that they won last season, their initial year in the East Coast Basketball League. Second half action just underway. Cuevas gave it a thought, then kicked it back outside for Robbie Jones. Jones shot off the front of the rim. No good. Cuevas almost had the rebound, but it was taken out by Stasaitis. He looks ahead for Thompson. Thompson, Jones, tremendous hustle there as Thompson seemingly was on his way to a layup. Robbie Jones caught up to him from behind, stripped the ball away. Iverson's shot is no good. Stasaitis with the rebound. Tried to find Starks, he lost the handle, regained control. And the ball remains in the possession of Team Bill. Stasaitis for Iverson, swinging the ball outside for Thompson. Thompson now drives the lane. He may be the smallest man on the floor, but he has no fear whatsoever driving out into the land of the big boys. Didn't work out on that occasion, though, and back the other way. Here's Cuevas, shot off the rim, no good, and Iverson pulls down the board. Minute of play gone by here in the second half, and there's the first points of the second half. As Iverson drives and makes the two. It's a three-point advantage for Team Bryan early here in the second half. McLaughlin from outside. I still have a hard time seeing these 6'10" guys taking shots from outside the arc. Didn't do that back in my day.
Well, that's just the way the game has evolved, Tim.
Yep. And I'm old.
7-footer Kevin pulling a three, and then the 7-footer Iverson getting the rebound and then taking it the other way.
And Iverson, as we've said many times already tonight, will find his way to the free throw line. This is the first. Iverson had 11 points in the first half, 13 so far in the game, and 5 of them came from the free throw line, as does that one there. 2-point game, 52-50 in favor of the team in the black jerseys.
One shot.
It looks like they will count the basket for Robbie Jones, and he was fouled and will look to convert the old-fashioned, speaking of old, 3-point play. And he is not successful in that attempt. And Marcel Brown comes down with the ball. 54-50, early in the second half. Iverson is being guarded closely there by Contopoulos. I did destroy his name the entire first half, but got clarification at halftime. Nice, polite young man. Brown stepped on the end line, causing a turnover, and that comes the team in the black jerseys, coached by head coach Brian Stasaitis. The Mid-Atlantic Conference Coach of the Year last year. There's Boyd shooting from the outside, almost in, but didn't quite fall. And once again, back comes Iverson. Teron Iverson looks to make a move to the hoop. He does. Shot is up, no good. Follow, no good. A tip. That's the front of the rim. 3 opportunities there, but the ball didn't fall. And finally, back the other way comes Jones. Jones had the ball tipped away as he was driving for the hoop. And here's Skivas. Skivas looks down low, finds Iverson for the lay-in. Good look by Skivas there. Iverson has all 5 points for his team here in the second half, and it's a 2-point deficit now for Team Bill. At one point in the first half, they were down 15, came back to take the lead. But now they're down 2. Turnaround jumper by Contopoulos. No good. And back the other way comes Brown.
I want to keep going to Contopoulos, get him back in rhythm. The first half, he did incredible. I think they want to see that explosion again.
Yeah, Contopoulos had 17 points in the first half. There's Petey Skivas' first bucket of the second half. He now has 7 points total tonight. And we're tied at 54 with just over 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Contopoulos had the ball knocked away by Marcel Brown. He's all alone. And what a fancy little play there off the backboard, setting up Chris Starks for the slam. And once again, Team Bill has taken the lead, 56-54, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Pretty bit of fancy razzle-dazzle there, you know. The two of them all alone put on a little show for the fans there.
We love the razzle-dazzle. It's the Springfield connection. Marcel Brown with the side tech and Chris Starks went to Commerce, you know? So they seen each other play growing up in summer camps and AAU leagues. I think they both know their capabilities, and Marcel throws it off the glass to Chris Starks.
And I'm a little partial to Springfield myself. My daughter goes to Springfield College.
Did she play in Springfield? Nice. Oh, okay.
She was a field hockey player, but she's...
Oh, nice.
But she likes living in Springfield, and a lot to do here. 56-54 in favor of Team Bill. And by the way, I've yet to comment, but Bill looking rather dapper today, dressed up in a nice tie and vest.
Bill is looking so handsome today, I want to call him William.
He almost looks that distinguished tonight.
He does. He looks very distinguished.
Baseline drive went a bit awry there. Ball will remain in the possession of the team in the black jerseys. And from the outside by Stasaitis, off the front of the rim. And Terrence Thompson took one too many steps with the ball as he was prepared to put up that shot. Back comes Team Bryan with a chance to tie the game once again, or perhaps even take the lead if they can shoot from the outside. That certainly was not a shot from the outside. Jones driving the lane, gets the ball to fall, tying the game at 56. And drew the foul, so perhaps Team Bryan can once again go back into the lead. Again, as we mentioned, in the first half they had a 15-point advantage, and all of a sudden, as we said at the time, in the blink of an eye, Team Bill came back, took the lead briefly, and the game has seesawed the lead back and forth since then. Jones puts his team back into the lead by a point with that free throw, converting the old three-point play, and it's 56 in favor of Team Bryan. Kicked it back. And putting his team back into the lead is Marcel Brown with a three-pointer. And at the opposite end of the floor, Lee totally rejecting a shot there. Nice behind-the-back pass by Thompson with the ball taken away. And now back the other way comes Derek Boyd, but his shot comes up short. And Terrence Thompson brings the ball back up the floor. Team in gray seems to have slowed it down for at least temporarily here. This is Marcel Brown from outside, and he hits another three. Marcel Brown, his second three of the second half. And all of a sudden, Bill Bullock's team is ahead 5 points, 62-57 at the halfway mark of the third quarter. McLaughlin was looking for the turnaround. Well, sometimes they just...
And that's what we were talking about, was Kevin's hard work this offseason to get him ready for this starting role that he's about to take.
Yeah.
You know, he definitely added to his shooting range, and we've seen how strong he's gotten. Strong finish early in the first half, and another strong one here.
He misses the chance to convert the three-point play. Team in gray, 62-59, a three-point advantage. Shot from the outside off the back of the rim is no good, and Cuevas pulls down the rebound. Cuevas looking to go all the way. At the last second, kicks it outside for McLaughlin. McLaughlin shot no good. Rebound is taken down and put in by Douglas. One-point advantage now for Team Bill, 62-61. Approaching the 5-minute mark remaining here in the third quarter. Iverson at the key. decides to put it up. No good. And Jones pulls down another rebound. Jones driving all the way, sets it up for McLaughlin. What a beautiful, beautiful setup there by Robbie Jones. McLaughlin with the finish, putting Team Bryan back into the lead. It's been quite a seesaw in the last few minutes with teams exchanging the lead. 63-62. Favor of the team in black jerseys.
Got an offensive moving screen by number 12. Turnover, and Johnny D, the sniper, is subbed in for Marcel Brown.
Contopoulos complaining that he was hacked there. And an absolutely gigantic slam at the other end.
I'd like to see the big man throw down with two hands. With authority. Well, then he cleans up the glass. And this is just the Karan Iverson show right now. This is what he can do. He's going to run in transition. He's going to defend. He's going to find the outside shooters.
And we hope one of these big guys doesn't hit their head on where the protective padding on the backboard was knocked a bit ajar from that last thunderous dunk that he had.
Someone's going to have to put that back. Someone who could reach.
That'd probably be Iverson himself.
It might have to be him. He might have to fix it.
Thompson misses a shot from the corner, and here comes Jones. Jones for Douglas underneath. Ball spins out. Looked like it was about to drop, but it spun out. And here comes Dombrowski. Dombrowski kicks it out. Wide open shot, but
Good find, Johnny.
inside pass is stolen. But an outlet pass from Myers trying to find Thompson. Off his hand, out of bounds, and the ball will go back over to Team Bryan. 64-63, a 1-point lead for Bill Bullock's team. Approaching the 3-minute mark remaining here in the third quarter. On top of this, a shot from outside. And Iverson slowly bringing the ball back to the floor. Finds Lee. Lee. Second opportunity, and that's no good. But he was fouled by Lewis.
Wish they had that snack bar.
First of all, Lewis misses the first free throw attempt. And I have to say I concur with you on that, Cam.
I think when the season starts, we'll have the snack bar up. Then we get the halftime refreshments. Come back good.
Especially when your play-by-play guy is 235 pounds and 56 years old.
Right. We gotta feel you up.
One free throw made there. On top of this, once again, can't get it to fall. He's not having the success that he had in the first half when he scored 17 points. He's been held off the score sheet for the first 9.5 minutes here in the second half. Another hard hit down underneath the basket. These guys, they may be teammates starting in about 20 minutes from now. But for tonight, they're going all at it like they would any other opponent. Starks misses the first free throw. Free throw shooting is going to be a key. Last season during their drive to the Mid-Atlantic Conference Championship, the team overall did relatively well in free throw shooting. Bit of a struggle tonight. But again, it is preseason, as right on cue, Starks misses the second one as well. And up the floor comes Boyd. Boyd took a step back, puts it up, and drains it. Derek Boyd, his first points of the second half. He hit 3 3-pointers in the first half on his way to 13 points. He now has 16 in the game.
He is so crafty to find the rollie under the basket like that.
And from the outside, Derek Myers.
That's how threes are made, inside out.
Yep.
If the ball touches the paint, it's the best time for a three to be made after.
68-66, 2-point lead for Team Bill. Dre Daniel was stripped of the ball on his way to the basket. Somewhat disbelieving on that call, but the gray team takes over.
Johnny D, the sniper, finds Chris Starks under the basket. He takes it back out. You gotta find him in the corner. You gotta find him in the corner.
Ball was taken away on the outside. This is Lewis. Lewis slamming into Chris Starks, and Lewis is called for the offensive foul.
Good way for Chris to set his feet right there.
Yeah, he took the abuse physically, but he drew the charging foul.
He did, and on the last possession he was double teamed too.
Iverson had thoughts from the outside and changed his mind in midstream and goes and lays the ball in.
I don't know if he left his pivot foot.
He did not.
Tippy-toed, but he didn't leave it or drag the toe. I think it was clean.
4-point lead for Team Bill. That might be the biggest lead they've had so far. Can't quite recall, but remember they were down 15 in the first half.
I think they could be going for a 2-for-1 right now with 40 seconds on the shot clock. Game clock.
And instead, you get Iverson hitting from outside for 3. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-point bulge now for Mr. Bullock's squad. Boyd takes it into the lane, but shot comes up short. Got his own rebound, but call was made underneath the basket. Bit of confusion. Foul was called at the far end of the court, and it's a one-on-one situation, so Chris Starks is going to find himself at the free throw line. Apparently it was not a one-on-one. I guess I got to get familiar with the rules being a little bit different, possibly. There's 16 fouls in this quarter against Coach Bryant's team. Starks makes the second free throw.
Chris's free throw just has no rotation. The ball is it's a dead ball in the air.
None whatsoever. Final 10 seconds of play here in the third quarter. And the ball stripped away. Long outlet pass is no good. Ball goes out of bounds with a second and a half remaining here in the third quarter. Dre Daniel will be looking to get it into Douglas. Douglas with the long shot from almost three-quarter court is no good. And that marks the end of the third quarter with the score. Team Bill 74 and Team Bryan 66. A lot of action there, Chris, from last year's conference championship team. Not here, but the ones that have returned and some of the newcomers are certainly showing that there's going to be a good amount of depth here with the Zombies for the 2022 season.
Finished by Roley. Robbie Jones bringing up the ball.
Douglas took a step back, then kicked it outside. Wide open, all by himself was Lewis, but he couldn't get the shot to fall. Back the other way comes Skivas. And Skivas makes the bucket there, and all of a sudden, Team Bill is up 12, 78-66 in the opening minute here of the fourth quarter. Rather painful handoff to Derek Boyd there as he got hammered from behind. Boyd's got a big smile on his face, but he's shaking it off. Douglas, top of the key, shot no good. And back comes Skivas. Iverson from 23 feet. Not a problem whatsoever for Karan Iverson. Another three-pointer. That's his fourth three-pointer of the contest at nearly 7 feet tall. 15-point lead for Bill Bullock's team. Uncontested drive there by Robbie Jones. $15 points tonight for Jones, counted on to be the team floor leader.
Marcel has always been more physical, definitely. We've seen him hit that three earlier. I think that's the real evolution of Marcel's game. He can always bang down low and get those baskets.
And Boyd hits a three coming back the other way. Lee with a turnaround in the lane, no good, and Lewis with the rebound. Outlet pass almost stolen by Iverson, but here comes Jones. Jones lost control down underneath the basket, and the ball taken away by Skivas. Shot no good, tip attempt no good. Third effort's the charm. As Roosevelt Lee restores a 14-point margin for Team Bill. 85-71, just over 9 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. Jones from outside shot a bit long. And bringing the ball back up the other way is Skivas. Skivas for Iverson. Iverson likes it from outside. And I love it when right on cue. It's yet another three. Karan Iverson from outside. Another missed shot for the team in the black jerseys, and here's a setup for Lee. Skivas had him set up there, but couldn't quite get good control on that one. And back the other way. A nifty play there between Jones and McLaughlin. Back to Jones for the hoop. Starks almost lost control, but got it back outside to Iverson. Iverson, yet another three-point attempt. This one hits the front of the rim. No good. And a foul was called on a somewhat disbelieving Petey Skivas. 88-73, 15-point margin with just over 8 minutes remaining here in the Zombies Intrasquad Scrimmage game. Contopoulos was fouled as he was on his way to the basket. He had a tremendous first half, but thus far has been held scoreless after intermission. He'll look to break that string now as he goes to the free throw line to shoot two.
I think he's only gotten one attempt this half. I think he had an inside bunny that he ended up missing, double covered, and then this time at least he knocks down the free throw.
He hits both free throws, giving him 19 points tonight. And the deficit is trimmed to 13. Here's Brown. His shot off the backboard in the rim was no good. And the rebound pulled down by Starks, and he converts. $90-75 in favor of Team Bill. 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Just a preview of what you're going to see this season with the Western Mass Zombies as they look to defend the Mid-Atlantic Conference Championship they won last year in their first year in the ECBL. Exciting action all season long. Douglas makes the first free throw. And he makes them both. 13-point margin in favor of Team Bill. Thompson looks down low, finds Starks, but he was fouled. And Starks returns to the free throw line. He has 8 points so far tonight. And he would not go. It was not a shooting foul. Caught me off guard there. I thought it was. But in the meantime, Iverson making a 2-point shot. He hasn't had too many of those tonight. He's been shooting a lot from the outside. And look at this scramble for the ball. These guys are just letting it all hang out as Starks cleans up the mess at the other end. But
Rowe has been everywhere.
Roosevelt Lee diving, sliding.
From the old vet. We love to see it.
And there's a timeout on the floor. 17-point advantage for Bill Bullock's squad. 94-77 with just over 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. And again, as our MC, Matt James, tosses on some Rush right out of my era from about 40 years ago. Exciting action going to be had all season long here at the South End Community Center. If you get a chance, come on down, watch the games live. So much action, so much excitement, and so much fun.
That's the Western Mass Zombies Center. We like to have fun.
I'm really impressed seeing guys in a scrimmage game diving on the floor, literally playing as if the conference championship is on the line rather than to bring a preseason inter-squad scrimmage game. Terrence Thompson, shot hits the front of the rim. And then Boyd got treated a bit rudely when he pulled down that rebound. He got fouled by Thompson in the backcourt.
See if he makes the first free throw.
Derek Boyd has quietly had 19 points so far in this game. This is the first free throw. He'll get another opportunity to crack the 20-point barrier, and he does. Boyd with 20, and it's a 16-point lead for Bill Bullock's club.
Coach Ryan is breaking out the full-court press. Already bringing the pressure, one turnover.
Starks got called for taking too many steps on that particular occasion. Just over 6.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's a 16-point lead, but as we saw in the first half, a lead of 15 points disappeared seemingly in a heartbeat. So, oh, nice strip there by Jones. Took the ball right away from Thompson. Tried to drive the lane against Iverson and couldn't convert. Whistle in the backcourt. Cuevas inbounding the ball, gets it to Contopoulos. Contopoulos looks down low for McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking for a turnaround. He puts it up, it's no good. Ball knocked out of bounds. And remains in the possession of Coach Stasaitis' team. We have just under 6 minutes remaining. Boyd looked like another shot that it faced that time. Still got the shot off, but it was in and out.
Boyd's getting beat up out there.
He sure is.
These are his teammates playing against him. I hope they know that.
Iverson from outside, nothing but net. Karan Iverson. 6 3-pointers tonight for the big fella. And coming back the other way is Kontopoulos with a 3 of his own. There's guys all over the floor here. Starks made the recovery. Thompson with a nice move, and then he got stripped by Jones. A lot of whistles tonight, it seems, more than usual.
They're slapping each other. This is how practice goes.
If they're playing this hard against their own teammates, I can't wait to see what they do against the Red Rose Thunder and the Hartford Shockers and all the other teams in the Mid-Atlantic Conference.
All these guys really just love to play basketball. They get out there. If anything, they're a little rambunctious on the court and overexcited. But those nerves will settle down. This is the first time they're running out and getting a full sweat with refs in. Got a good season ahead of us. Reed putting up almost 100 points. Like to see the Zombies score. Oh!
A beautiful dish and a very convincing slam dunk, I would say, there by Roosevelt Lee. From the corner, Kontopoulos with another 3. And it's a 14-point lead for Team Bullock, Team Bill. Terrence Thompson, he'll put up the 3. No good, and Kontopoulos with the rebound. Tries a long outlet pass, too much air onto that, and Thompson stepped in and easily took the ball away. You know, with just over 4 minutes remaining, in a conventional basketball game, you usually try to slow it down as much as possible when you have a double-digit lead, but not here in the ECBL. They're jacking up 3s without even thinking twice about it.
30-point leads are common in the ECBL. 30-point comebacks are also common.
Well, we saw a 15-point deficit erased in the first half, so.
Now the great team's up by 15. That's a 30-point swing right there.
Shot from the outside. No good. McLaughlin with the rebound. And yet another whistle.
Skeevis foul, McLaughlin.
Kevin McLaughlin heads to the free throw line for 2 shots. He's got 6 points tonight. But he's showing a good presence on the boards, which is where they really are going to need him mostly, you know, rather than necessarily point contribution. Needs to be the presence on both ends of the floor off the glass. Makes the first free throw. It's a 13-point deficit for his team, but with 3:47 left, as you said earlier, anything can happen. And McLaughlin drains both free throws. 99-87 with 3:45 remaining, fourth quarter. Thompson drives the lane and gets the ball to fall. Thompson now with 15 in the game. There's a follow-up by Cuevas, and that's good for 2. And again, it's a 12-point game. Lee tried to find Thompson. He got hacked on his way through. Not a shooting situation yet. It's just a third team foul for Team Bryant in this quarter. Lee with a turnaround, no good, wound up on the floor. And back the other way comes Robbie Jones. Jones all the way coast to coast. Can't get the ball to fall though off the backboard. And back the other way comes Thompson. Terrence Thompson. Uh-oh. Shot from the outside by Skeevis is good for 3. Bit of concern there as Boyd seems to have injured his leg. From the outside, Cuevas shot no good. McLaughlin with the offensive rebound. Down low, ball bounces 3 times off the rim and no good. Third opportunity, no good. There's the 4th chance. And finally, Kevin McLaughlin.
Resets on every shot attempt. the crowd wanted 3 seconds, but
yeah.
I'm afraid they didn't understand that the 3 seconds resets on every attempt that hits the rim.
Yep.
There were a few.
And that wasn't the crowd, it was just Miguel.
Yes. It was just Miggy Stripes. The unofficial ref, Miggy Stripes.
Bit of a dispute going on the floor. Marcel Brown stalking one of the officials momentarily. Terrence Thompson gives me an eye roll like, I don't know nothing, man. 1:57 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Looks like there was a technical foul must have been called.
Some unsportsmanlike conduct.
In an intra-squad scrimmage game. Don't know, but we know that Robbie Jones is at the free throw line all by himself and hits the first. So that could be a surprise. He makes the second with a favorable roll off the rim. It's an 11-point lead for Team Bill. Brian Stasaitis' club with the ball, down 11. And there's just under 2 minutes remaining, and anything can happen here. McLaughlin with the lay-in. Off of a nice feed, and the margin is down to single digits. 104-95, 145 remaining here, 4th quarter. Myers tried to find Lee. Ball out of bounds off of McLaughlin, goes back over to the team in gray. Skeevis. You would think at this point, in the final 2 minutes, they'd want to slow it down a little bit, take advantage of the 24-second clock. 1:29 remaining.
I still think black team can pull this off, you know? Enough time on the clock. We've seen them put up 10 points faster than a minute 30 seconds.
Realistically, it's a 3-possession game, particularly here in the ECBL where the 3-point shot is the norm. But in the meantime,
it will get harder as PD knocks down a free throw, and if he knocks down another one, he'll be up 11.
He misses, but
Misses one, but we have a lane violation.
1:29 remaining.
Robbie Jones with a full head of steam. Finds Norris Cuevas.
From the outside, another 3-pointer for Contopoulos. And it's a 7-point game. Thompson bothered by Cuevas, but maintains control. Just in it for Iverson. Iverson finds Lee. Thought he was going to go for the jam, but instead he chooses the conventional lay-in off the backboard to put his team back up by 9.
What a shot.
Douglas took a step back and hit the 3. It's now a 2-possession game, 107-101, 55 seconds left and a timeout on the floor. Well, I'll tell you, Cam, like we said right from the beginning of this game, end-to-end action, and you just never know what's going to happen here in the ECBL.
You knew one thing was going to happen, 100 points, and both teams cracked 100 points. This is a high-scoring offensive league, and that's what we get every game.
Had a game last week in the ECBL where one team had 159 points, and it was not an overtime situation either. So this league is full of excitement, full of action, full of energy, and as you can see, even in an inter-squad scrimmage, full of vigor. These guys, they don't want to lose even to their own teammates in a scrimmage game. 55 seconds left, 6-point game.
There's a lot of pride on the line. Everybody shows up hard to practice. Everyone wants to prove it to coach.
Well, they're certainly proving themselves tonight. Seeing guys hitting the floor all night. Nice drive of the lane.
Strong finish.
Nice drive of the lane.
Wow,
And then meanwhile,
with another 3.
Douglas has 8 points in just the fourth quarter. 12 in the game. 26 seconds remaining. Iverson kicks it back out. And Brian Stasaitis' team has to resort to fouling now with just 21 seconds remaining. Hope for some missed free throws and some fast breaks down to the other end of the floor. It's a 5-point game. It's a 2-possession game. That could change here, though, as Terrence Thompson is at the line. He hits the first free throw. It's still a 2-possession game at the moment, 110-104. Critical free throw here, though, Cam. He makes this, it's a 3-possession game. He misses it, and we still have ourselves a contest. Long shot by Douglas from outside.
Trey Douglas with a third 3 in a row.
That had to be from almost 30 feet.
That was incredible. He barely set his feet.
And
What a
with
game.
15.8 seconds remaining, it's a 1-possession, 3-point game.
With the broadcaster curse, we said they could eat up the 11-point deficit, and they did. With under a minute 30, there's 15 seconds to go. Down 3, Zombies.
We're sitting here with big smiles on our faces because the end-to-end action, even though we're trying to do our job professionally and all, it's hard not to get caught up in the excitement of watching, such end-to-end action. You can't help, even though we have a job to do, it's still hard to not be a fan. And believe me, you want to be a fan. You want to come down to the South End Community Center all spring and check out the great action that's going to be on tap all year here with the Zombies.
If this is preseason basketball, show me postseason. Because this is just incredible.
More important free throws coming up here as the foul is in the backcourt with no time taken off the clock. Roosevelt Lee will go to the line. If he makes one free throw of these two, which he does right on cue, he really puts his team in the driver's seat because now it's again a 2-possession game, 111-107. He makes both free throws.
Great team takes a 5-point lead. 15 seconds to go.
Jones for Cuevas. Cuevas decides to take it inside. Have to question that strategy on that particular one. He had a chance to take the 3-pointer right away, but instead he drove the lane. They're down 5. I know they, to tie the game, could use a 3 and a 2, but personally, I would have gone for the 3-point shot on that particular occasion.
I think Norris is Petey's buddy, and he's padding his stats. He's getting his buddy some extra points, and we like to see it.
Skivas makes the first free throw. Misses the second. But time will run out. We'll count that one for Robbie Jones at the end.
And Coach Bill defeats Coach Brian.
Will Brian ever hear the end of it? The birthday boy from yesterday?
He will not hear the end of it.
Only if his birthday was today, maybe he would have got his birthday wish.
An exciting intra-squad scrimmage game. Great way to finalize preparation for the regular season in the Mid-Atlantic Conference. The final score, Team Bill 113 and Team Brian 110. This is Zombies basketball.